Greetings, friends, and respected viewers. Today, we'll be talking about an economic powerhouse which used to rule the global economy by having 25% of its share, but currently is struggling in the manufacturing sector. Yes, you guessed it right. We'll be talking about India and the flaws in its manufacturing sector. So, as you all know, the natural transition of an agrarian society is first to a manufacturing based society and then to a tertiary sector based society, which is service based society. And in the context of India, we actually skipped the development of the manufacturing society. So the question would be coming to your mind, why are we so focused and talking about the manufacturing sector right now? So the reason is manufacturing sector is considered as the backbone of both social and economical development, and even more so in Indian case because of our demographic dividend. If you want to reap the benefit of our demographic dividend, we have to put our productive labor force to some form of activity where they contribute to the economy, and that can be achieved by developing a manufacturing sector. So let's talk about the reasons why we have landed up in this situation right now. Let's talk right from the start. 1947, when India got independent. So that time the government was of Nehruji, and Nehru was a Fabian socialist. And that reflects in all the decisions and policies which were made also. Let's talk about the inception of this major issue in Indian labor market. And it starts with IDA, Industrial Dispute Act 1947. Back then in 1947, this act was not so much protective for the employees and unbiased for the employers. But this is where it all started. It was kind of a fair act back then. But down the line, when we get to the phase two, after 1956, when Indira Gandhi comes into the picture. So Indira Gandhi made some amendments in this act. After these amendments of 1976 in IDA, Industrial Dispute Act, it became very difficult for companies which had more than 300 employees to even lay off a single employee. They had to take permissions from required government officials to even retrench one employee. And this eventually lost the interests of entrepreneur in manufacturing sector. Also, this made the exit of a company which is even not making profit completely difficult and in some cases impossible. This is also very bad for the labor efficiency, and also another law which is SSL, a small scale industry reservation bill. So what it did is it ensured that any firm which had more than 8 employees could make a union. So this promoted the companies to stay small with employee size of less than 8. And we know about economies of scale. So this also was a big factor in reducing the output of manufacturing sector because we're not doing it on the scale, on a big scale like it was being done in China. In simpler words, these laws gave a lot of protection to the employees and took out the flexibility from the employer, eventually reducing their morale to enter in these kind of industries. So you must be thinking now that by the look of it, it is a fairly easy problem to solve. We have stringent labor laws. We just have to make them more friendly for the employer to encourage them and promote them to come and invest and build factories in India. But it's actually not that simple. So let's just talk about the solution. Like we discussed, we have to bring in a balance in both the ends of the labor spectrum, where we give the protection to the laborers and also the flexibility to the employers. Simple, right? But why are these not being implemented? What are the barriers in the implementation of these things? So as we know, these decisions has to be taken and the changes and amendments had to be made by the government in power. And as you know, any government